Welcome to another podcast episode of Don't Worry About the Government. I am Ronnie Weiss. With me is Mr. Coal, Gas, and Oil. How are you, Mr. Coal, Gas, and Oil?
You know, Barack Obama hasn't been Mr. Coal, Mr. Gas, or Mr. Oil, but I have been for the last 4 years. I'm here, I'm solid, I'm hitting it, and we are ready to do this. It's debate time, baby.
Second debate time.
Debate time.
I'm excited to see whatever memes people make of like the little bodies or whatever of Mr. Coal, Mr. Gas, and Mr. I. Those are coming out soon. Speaking of memes.
It reminds me of like let's go to the movies where you have the dancing popcorn and like they're all going along. You have like a little block of
Let's all get some energy. Let's all get some energy.
Let's all go to the Mideast. Let's all go to the
No. North America,
or let's
my
not
friends.
go to the Mideast. Let's drill right at home.
Keystone. Speaking of memes. Let's start with the whole binders of women thing. I did not care. This didn't stick out to me. Did it?
No, it didn't. I watched this debate twice last night because I'm going on Independent Thinking with Steve Gelder, and at neither point did this line stick out to me. I had to actually like look up an article to find where the binders full of women thing came up. I mean, the thing that sticks up is they get asked this question about equal pay for women, and Obama's answer for this is, well, I passed Obamacare. And Romney's answer for this is, I hired women, which neither one of those addresses equal pay for women.
He talked about Lilly Ledbetter, too. He talked about Lilly Ledbetter, too.
I know, but that's true. But the question that the questioner asked was, what are you going to do in the next 4 years to help increase equal pay for women? Obama looks backwards at Lilly Ledbetter and at Obamacare. And I guess in the sense that you slow-rolled implementation of Obamacare, you can say it's coming. Yeah, but Obama dodged, and Romney really dodged.
No, that's fair. But, I mean, Romney, what's funny to me is Romney's answer bothered me, too, just overall. The idea of, well, women need to get home and cook sucked. And I'm really bothered overall by his whole approach of, I did a great job in Massachusetts, because he did great with healthcare in Massachusetts. He's not doing that federally. So why would you keep pointing to Massachusetts if you're not going to actually use the policies you did in Massachusetts federally?
I think that's a problem, too. I mean, the other thing is just the idea that, what are you going to do for equal pay? Well, I'm going to make sure women have jobs. Well, honestly, with this whole being more flexible, that sure sounds like a way for you to say, I can pay women less because what I'm giving them is flexibility, which is something you can't put a dollar amount on. But we're bringing that into the mix. So, yeah, pay may not even out. But what's going to even out over time is this culture of flexibility that we'll discover and finesse and finagle out. Yeah, it's very disingenuous.
Okay, so let's go to then the weapons stuff. I was interested that gun control came up, and Obama came out, and I mean, in a very slight sort of way. It was an offhand remark in some way, but he did say he would potentially go for an assault weapons ban. I mean, did you take anything from that answer, or do you think that that's something he'll renege on?
I don't expect him to hold up on the assault weapons ban. You know how NRA type votes, anything that the NRA decides to score is basically a non-starter. Beyond all of that, I think the assault weapons ban is a solution in search of a problem. The issue at hand is handgun deaths. No one is talking seriously about getting rid of handguns. And so in this sense, I thought that Romney's answer was better, that we have a culture of violence. That's
what Obama
true.
said. Are you kidding me? Obama cited Chicago. He said people in Chicago are getting shot with handguns, that you need to give kids stuff to do. You need to give them jobs. That was Obama's answer. Romney's answer was, we need more marriage.
Yes. Then he goes in the wrong way. I thought Romney answers the question better, but diagnoses the problem correctly and offers as a solution people getting married more. I'm sorry, but neither an assault weapons ban nor an increased culture of marriage in dual parent homes is going to reduce people's cultural predisposition to getting handguns and using guns as a way of solving their problems, either
I'm wondering
defensive
if maybe
or
this is a
strategic.
local issue. Maybe that's the problem with this. Maybe this is a state and local issue as opposed to a federal one, and people are looking too much in a broad way.
Well, yeah, and I think, okay, so then it goes back to the interesting question of, like, when Chicago tried to ban handguns, if it is a state and local issue, perhaps we need to offer state and local municipalities more flexibility to manage that. And part of that trade-off is we go, look, we're not going to federally ever legislate guns like this. So you will always be able to go to places that, we call them safer places, for lack of a better word, where you can use guns. But if you go into an urban,
that's
center,
not going to
you
work.
Can't have some of those same.
That's not going to work because
of course not.
There are no borders, there's no checks. I mean, there's no way you can do that.
No, we're talking about a parallel America here.
Let's talk
this
our
is
hairy turtle
what we just
America,
discussed here is an intellectual.
Where the CSA won.
It's sort of an intellectual exercise, America. The Second Amendment's very concrete, and people who are supporters of the Second Amendment want it all the way down. And yeah, I get what you said about Obama saying that he's for an assault weapons ban, but at the same time, he opened that whole sequence up with, "I'm for the Second Amendment. I'm a supporter of it."
Right.
Well,
that's an independent voter thing. No,
exactly.
I found it annoying at points how much both of them were speaking to the American people overall. It's a mechanism. This isn't really answering questions. Here's a question that can then lead you into whatever the hell you want to talk about. It's very disingenuous from everybody.
There's a great question from a guy who I dubbed the raspy voice guy, who basically asked, should the Department of Energy have the authority or the mandate to keep energy prices low? And neither one of the candidates even bothered to address that, and just instead.
It's so weird. I've never even heard this brought up ever. The idea that we can just set. Isn't that making these sorts of things run by the state? Is that the direction we're going at all?
It can sound less nefarious. The way you would say
this
is.
No, I don't mean in a nefarious way. It's regulation in a way that things have been deregulated. It doesn't sound at all like the America we currently live in.
No, it's very much an older model from the 30s, 40s, and 50s, where you talk about resource management in times of crisis. I guess with this model, the DOE would have price controls and subsidize the price for things like heating oil, things that northern states use more, and therefore it would keep the cost low. Now the candidate touched this. Instead, they had their epic little pissing match about how much federal lands did Obama not allow oil companies to rape and pillage.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite moments, though. Romney is pushing him to answer a question that Romney's trying to answer, and then Romney just tells, or Obama tells Romney, "Yeah, no, you're completely wrong," and goes through it. Overall, let's end here. Who won this and why?
Well, I think Obama won this. To that point, I just want to mention that the debate rules got leaked earlier this week, and apparently asking direct questions of the opposing candidates against the debate rules that both campaigns explicitly agreed to. I think Obama won this debate in no small part because these direct questioning sequences went really poorly for Romney. He prosecuted them poorly. He asked the question over and over and over again, and wouldn't let the other person finish, wouldn't let Obama finish, and that comes off as weak and, frankly, disrespectful of the office of the president.
And yet Biden was a total asshole last time. It's you can't have it both ways. You're interrupting the president, you're haranguing him and not letting him, you're interrupting him while he's answering you, and somehow that's okay, you're being tough, but Biden laughing at things that he finds to be completely crap, that's not. All right, anyway, I think Obama won. On substance this time, too. If you compare the two, Obama looked better and sounded better. So I think it was clear cut to me. Don't worry about the.
Romney's lucky he hasn't been asked more about the tax plan. That's all I can say.
We'll talk about this more on the podcast this week. I imagine we are Don't Worry About the Government, don'tworry.tv, don'tworry.tv, facebook.com/DWATG, and we're over on Twitter as well. So check you later. Bye-bye.